This interview is brought to you in association with Rabobank.
Hello and welcome to this Rural Delivery online interview. Today we're talking to Emily Dowding Smith. Emily's a resource management and environmental lawyer and an environmental scientist. She's currently leading the restorative program at the Sustainable Business Network. Emily, welcome.
Hi, good morning.
Emily, can we just start? What is the Sustainable Business Network?
The Sustainable Business Network is a membership-based organisation. It's been going for about 13 years nationwide across New Zealand. We have about 500 members and from small individual members and small New Zealand businesses right through to some of New Zealand's largest businesses and organisations.
And what do they do together? They've come together with this common idea of sustainability, I guess, but what does that mean? Yeah,
so the members are at various stages of their journey, I guess, towards sustainability, and we're an open organisation, so we don't prohibit people based on the fact that they're just starting out. So that common goal is to, try and make some changes, whether it's in the community and the people around them and their staff and that sort of thing, or perhaps the environment and the products and procurement that they have with products and services, or perhaps, obviously you need to have a financially viable business as well, or you won't be sustainable. So come together with that goal, and we provide them networking advice. We have a bunch of tools that we run through with our members, and we often have them come to us with specific questions. And then in addition to that, we run projects based on membership need and what they've told us they want from us, and we focus in on 4 key areas to deliver projects based on basically where we think there needs to be some change in the New Zealand business scene. And at the moment we're looking at transport, circular economy, community, and also food.
I guess with a diverse membership, do people have the same idea of what sustainability is? I guess it's very different if you're in a manufacturing business versus in a farming business versus perhaps a technology business. Or is there a common language that's spoken within the network?
Yeah, we try and break it down into describing those 3 areas that I've been mentioning, that it's about community and those around you, the environment, the products that you're using and where they're growing, but also, of course, business viability. But you're right. I mean, the challenge always with working in sustainability is the semantics of the word and also the perceptions that people have. A lot of people have the perception that it's solely environmental, and sometimes that can be a block for people. But most of the members that we have are fully aware that making sure that their staff are looked after and also being aware of the community in which they're operating is equally as important as ensuring that the goods that you're using are made with workers' rights and things in mind as well. So there's various different aspects to it, and of course there are some people who are a bit more full on with what that means to them, and others who are a little bit less. So we'll always have that challenge, and I think our response is to remain open and try and help people with whatever stage of that journey they're at.
Now, you're a resource management and environmental lawyer, you're an environmental scientist, and your focus within the network is on this restorative pillar. Can you tell us what restorative means in the context of the network? I
guess the area that I'm charged with is looking at the natural environment, and that includes our waterways, soil. I would love to have lots of people working with me to also extend that out to the oceans and beyond, but we've decided to focus in on waterways, which you and I guess, talk a bit more about soon, but also the food system. So the majority of my work is looking at our food system, and that's a complicated and challenging piece of work. Not just growing food, but manufacturing, producing and distributing it, and also what we do with food once we've purchased it.
And in the midst of all of that, you set yourself the small goal of planting 1 million metres of streams with riparian plantings. Now that's no small thing to line yourself up for. Tell us about that one.
Yeah, that's a great project, and I can't be credited with the initial idea of that. There's some great people who have worked closely with the Sustainable Business Network to come up with this concept. We're 6 months into the Million Metre Streams project, and the idea behind it is to essentially catalyse change and positive change, I should say, in our waterways. And as a response to business, but also individuals sort of feeling like, well, this is a big problem. We want to help and do something about it. And how do we do that? And the concept is crowdfunding, which is a unique way of bringing together people that want to donate, whether that's for environmental emissions that they want to sort of offset in a voluntary way, or whether it's because they just feel that they want to do something about stream planting but aren't sure where to do it. We've created an online platform, which is essentially the product that we channel the funds through, and we have certain streams listed on the website, and then the funding goes to those streams.
Right, so you've broken that 1 million metres down into a bunch of smaller projects, and people can choose which project they want to engage with, maybe because it's in their community or they have an affinity with the land or the place or the people.
Yeah, exactly. So that's actually the next step. So we've just been through 6 months, and we started off with one stream at a time for various reasons. And now with feedback and after testing our platform and things, we realised that opening it up to listing more streams at once is probably a better idea. And we're now going through the process of changing that so that people can do exactly that, choose the stream that's in a community that's close to them. Businesses that I work with have indicated to me that there are certain areas that they would like to support. And so there's sort of two sides to it. The front end is an online gifting site where you can basically put in and buy a metre of stream, which is calculated to be $36 a metre. We're also going to change that so that people can put in the amount that they want, because 36 is the average we've calculated, but it's a little bit weird for some people. They kind of want it to be like 25 or 50 or...
Yeah, they want a round number that they can relate to. That's sort of fair enough. How would a farmer get involved in this? Just out of interest, because of course a lot of these waterways are going to be running through productive properties. You're talking about the demand side. What about the supply side of all these waterways?
So it's pretty straightforward for the farmers. They just need to be working with their regional council or QE2 or someone that we've got registered as a field partner. The reason we do that is that, as I said, we're the platform to channel the funds, and we have a third party involved so that we can make sure that it's a credible project. No doubt it would be. Most farmers that are interested in planting work already with their regional councils or with someone like, some cases, DOC, in some cases, QE2 Trust.
Yeah, sure.
And then they simply list their project with the field partner, and that's how it's happened for the first two projects that we've done. We have one down in Te Anau, and we've had one in Gisborne, and one in the Manawatu. So we asked them to just simply put their hand up and say, hey, we've got our stream to the point where we've fenced it, it's ready to plant, we have such and such a metre setback. Often the field partners put us towards catchments that are part of a broader catchment management plan, so that you get a slightly bigger impact, and perhaps there's a big group of planting going through that particular catchment at the time. But we're open to listing all projects, and as long as there's a field partner involved, it's pretty straightforward for the farmer. In fact, we are encouraging landowners, not just rural, because there are some urban as well, urban catchments also, to get listed so that we can help speed up the change in the waterways. Okay,
so 6 months in, how far have you got?
About 2 kilometres of stream and about $80,000 raised for planting, and those plants
Cool.
will get in the ground really soon. Planting season starts about now onwards through the winter, so we should have a stronger indication of what that means for numbers of trees at the end of the planting season. So we're pretty happy with that. We just obviously want it to take off a bit further, and we want more of we want more projects listed, and we want people to come forward with it because we know there's a demand out there.
There sure is.
We're working with businesses that we work with to try and get corporate funding, and I can tell you there's a lot of interest from businesses to have a stream that they can say that they're putting plants into the ground to each year. So on all fronts it's looking quite positive. We just need to get the momentum going.
Sounds great. Look, Emily, thanks so much for your time today. Look, we're going to keep in touch with you over this. I'm really interested to see how it grows, and I'd like to talk again about some other areas that the network's up to. So thanks very much for your time.
Thank you. And I just have to say, it's millionmeterstreams.org.nz, because all the information's on there, probably more than what I've been able to say today, and I really encourage people to go and check it out.
No problem. Thank you, Emily. Thanks for your time.
Thanks so much.
This interview was brought to you in association with Rabobank.